They are taking care of her. Look, have you been drinking tonight?
It's your birthday. Happy birthday, Annie.
It's beautiful.
Is she gonna be okay?
You don't want to go over there. Listen, I'm giving you a sobriety test. Do you understand?
Are you okay to drive?
I'm fine. It's your birthday. I want to celebrate.
You're under arrest for DWI. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say, Cannon, will be used against you before the law. You have the right to...
Oh, no you don't. Annie should have the first slice of her birthday cake without her father's fingerprints all over it.
This must be them pulling in the driveway. I'll get the door. You bring the cake.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to...
Mrs. Ryan, I'm sorry. There's been an accident involving your daughter. I think you and your husband better come with me. I'm very sorry.
Hi, I'm here to pick up Jennifer.
Oh, you must be Bobby.
Yeah.
So what are you kids up to tonight, huh?
Well, thought we'd go party at a friend's house, have some beers, and on the way home there's a good chance I'll date rape your daughter. Hey. Hey. Let's go.
Just have her home by 12.
Mad. Face the brutal truth about underage drinking.
Mrs. Whiteley, I'm very sorry. You have lung cancer.
What could be worse than hearing this from your doctor? Saying it to your children. Your smoking is not just about you. Quit smoking today.
Hi, this is Patrick Ethier. Today, Justin and I are here at the Albany County Sheriff's Office to interview Sheriff Craig Apple. Sheriff Apple oversees many department units, including the Criminal Investigation Unit, the Fire Investigation Unit, the SWAT Unit, the K-9 Unit, and the Stop DWI Unit.
Sheriff Apple oversees the Albany County Correction Center, which is the 5th largest correctional facility in New York State. How are you today, Sheriff?
Very well, and thank you for having me here. I appreciate it.
What is a day like as Albany County Sheriff?
It's busy. As you very well know, budgets are tough right now, so needless to say, everybody's kind of short and everybody's budgets are strapped. So we're running a little short, but so everybody has to pitch in, and to quote, the catchphrase, you got to do a lot more with a lot less.
Why did you decide to begin a career in law enforcement?
Actually, when I was your age, running around, my father was always involved in the firehouse, and so I used to go down and I'd climb on fire trucks all the time. And we had 2 deputy sheriffs that would get out of work, and they would come down every day to the firehouse and share stories and everything else. And sometimes they would swing through on the weekends when I'd be down there. And so really at a young age, I just always wanted to get involved in law enforcement. So when I was just getting out of high school, I went to Hudson Valley and then started taking the test and got on the road at a young age.
What parts of your job do you like the most, and what part do you like the least?
The part I like about my job is that I'm in the best position in the world to help people. I can help somebody every single day, and there's really no better feeling than be able to help somebody. The part I don't like about the job is probably the political end of it and the budgetary end of it. It's a lot of time spent on constantly crunching numbers, making sure that we're going to be able to fit within our budget, keeping overtime down, because you know what, I'm a taxpayer, your parents are taxpayers, listeners are taxpayers, everybody's sick of paying taxes. So we got to try to keep our costs down, but yet provide a very efficient professional service.
Can you tell us what your job has to do with the city of Watervliet?
With the city of Watervliet, what we do up there is what was in the news recently is some of the dispatching consolidation. So we answer and dispatch your police and fire units and your EMS units. We also do investigations. There's no reason to patrol. The city of Watervliet has a very professional police force, so there's no reason for us to come up there and patrol unless the chief calls for us. But what we will do is, a lot of our investigations throughout the county may lead us into or through Watervliet, so we'll do some criminal investigations up there.
The city of Waterloo just moved their dispatchers out to the local police department. How will this affect residents in the event of the police emergency?
Actually, what it's going to do for the residents of Waterville is it's going to eliminate a delay in service. It's going to give them a more efficient service, less time, and also what we're doing is what we used to do is answer the 911 call, and then we would do what's called a one-button transfer and send it to the police station who would dispatch. By eliminating that other step is it's making it more efficient, it's making it faster, but we're also getting rid of that one error for fault. And you never know, you could drop a phone call could be lost or whatever, and that's the last thing we want to do when you're talking about emergency services.
Can you describe some of the factors behind the decision to move the dispatchers?
Pretty much what I was just talking about, efficiency. Basically, we're kind of raising the level of professionalism as well. By bringing your dispatchers over, we're giving them some more training. So you're talking efficiency, and then you're talking what everybody loves to hear is you're talking a cost savings. And we don't want the cost savings to affect the emergency service that we're trying to provide. But this went hand in hand. We were giving you a better level of service and at a less cost. So the taxpayers in the city of Waterville benefit.
Your office has been in the news recently regarding several welfare fraud arrests. What can you tell our viewers who may be landlords or tenants about how they can prevent being involved in welfare fraud investigations?
Well, the problem is when budgets get tight and people don't have the money that they're used to having, sometimes greed kind of kicks in and people start to do things that they really shouldn't do and they know they shouldn't do. So a typical example of that is if you have a job and you're collecting unemployment benefits or social service benefits at the same time, they know you shouldn't be doing that. So what I would tell landlords usually get paid directly from social services, so they're not really at issue. The problem is the people that may be renting who would be collecting social services may also be double dipping and have a job on the side or something to that effect. Look at everybody, if one person knows it's a secret, if two people know, then four people know, and so on and so on. So eventually they will get caught and they'll pay the price. And we've been very aggressive at it because, again, and I hate to keep saying it, but people are sick of paying for services and taxes and everything else that they're not benefiting from. So people are constantly calling us on the hotline and turning people in for fraud. And that's what we're doing. Yesterday, down in the city of Albany, we did a big sting regarding people going in and getting a service from a governmental-funded clinic and then coming out and selling drugs to the people who are supposed to be benefiting from the service. So again, it's another level of fraud, so we targeted that. So we're going to continue to do it aggressively with the other elected leaders throughout the county.
Can you tell us about a program you started while in the office which you are most proud of?
Well, I've only been in office for about 90 days, so yeah, I'll tell you one thing that I'm really proud of is some of the work that we've done with our advanced life support unit. Volunteerism, and you don't see this too much in the city of Waterville because a lot of your services are paid for, but in the outlying areas, everybody has to volunteer in order to run a fire truck and volunteer in order to get EMS to your house quickly. So what we started doing late last year was running ambulances because the volunteerism has been on a decline because a lot of people they have to get out and work second jobs, so they're not able to volunteer. So we went out and we purchased a couple of ambulances very cheap, and one actually came on a grant, and we're putting our people on them and now training our police as well to be first responders. So what we're trying to do is make sure that when you dial 911, we're getting somebody to you as quickly and safely as possible to provide the highest level of care possible. So I'm very proud of the fact we're able to run ambulances. I'm also extremely proud of a program we started up at our correctional facility up in Colony where we have an inmate work program. Before, if somebody went to jail, they could sit there in their cell all day and not have to do anything, sit, read a book, or listen to music or whatever, and get up and do an hour of recreation and go back to bed. And I just think that's very unfair. I think if you're in jail and you're sentenced to the county, so you've been found guilty or you've pled guilty, one or the other, you're ours, and we want you to be accountable. So we're going to go out and make you work. we have roughly 50 people in our jail that work, about 40 of them inside, and every day we take 10 to 12 of them outside. We've painted, actually we painted all the fire hydrants in the city of Waterville recently. We're painting a couple thousand of them down here in Albany. We're at the food bank every day, and we try to help out a lot of the non-for-profits that are really struggling through the tough fiscal crisis right now. So we're trying to augment their staff and help them out. So I'm very proud of the work we've done with our ambulance service and our inmate program.
Well, what can you tell young people about preventing bullying in schools and throughout the community?
Well, you know what, things are a lot different nowadays, and just because you're a young person does not mean you can't be arrested. And, you know, when I was younger, there really wasn't much, you know, people didn't get in that much trouble, or family court was not that big of an issue. But now everybody's being held accountable for all their actions. And I always tell everybody that every action has a reaction. So if you are doing the bullying, you could end up as a person in need of supervision and pinned, it's called the pin, and sent down to family court, and you could be put on probation. You can obviously be kicked out of school. And people are going to be held accountable for all of their actions. So what we encourage people to do is look at, if you see it, please let somebody know. There's a lot of young kids out there that have they've hurt themselves because of the bullying and thinking that nobody paid attention to them. So we work aggressively with the district attorney and the family court system, and we do whatever we can do to prevent it. And if somebody continues to do it, we hold that person accountable.
What is your most exciting experience as an Albany County Sheriff?
Wow. The most exciting experience? I think the most exciting experience is probably something that happens every day, and it would be helping somebody that needs help. A lot of people, you know, we're public servants, and that's what we're supposed to do, especially in the police field. Being the sheriff, we're in charge of the correctional facility. We also have a law enforcement division. We answer 911 calls, so we do dispatching. We have paramedics, and we have fire coordinators. So we're literally touching every emergency service discipline that's out there we're dealing with as the sheriff's office. So it's never a dull moment. It's always exciting. Last week, we delivered a set of twins before the ambulance could get there. We've saved people from heart attacks. Those are the good stories. You know, the bad stories, unfortunately, are the burglars and the rapists and the murderers that we deal with. But, you know, that's also usually have a happy ending when you put somebody away for a horrific crime. They didn't get away with it, and you know that you saved somebody. So there's a lot of good stories. We could go on, but I would imagine the best part of this job, and I tell everybody out there, it's the ability to help somebody every day.
As the new sheriff in town, what plans do you have for your department?
Well, our biggest plan has been a consolidation of interdepartmental consolidation. Everybody knows that we've been consolidating with 911 organizations and PSAPs, but what we're trying to do internally is consolidate our operations as well. And what we're doing next month is we're closing down a station we have up in the city of Cohoes, and we're moving it out. We're taking over a elementary school in the hamlet of Clarksville in New Scotland, which is actually the center of the county if you look at a map. And that's where our operations are based out of right now, our patrol operations. What we've done is we've gone from a 2,500 square foot building to roughly a 35,000 square foot building. And by doing so, we're moving all of our operations other than our headquarters into it. And by doing that, again, we'll be able to operate more efficiently at a lesser cost.
Can you talk about the Summer Kids program?
No. Yes, the Summer Kids program, are you talking about specifically in Waterville or our kids camp, our sheriff's kids camp? Okay, I'm sorry. What we have out in the lake, out in the western part of the state, is an awesome program. It's run by the New York State Sheriff's Association. And what we do is we offer, Albany County usually gets to send roughly 20 to 25 kids to a camp for 2 weeks. Again, it's on a lake, and it's run by police officers. And you don't know they're cops until the very end of the program. And what it is, it's a bonding. We want people to know that, hey, we're people too. We're not just cops. We're people too, and we have families and everything else. So we'll get out there and we'll play baseball and swim and everything else with all the youths that are out there. And it's a co-ed camp, and there may be a female deputy and male deputies, whatever. And it's a great time, and we teach them a lot of we basically teach them a lot of things about growing up and things you should do and shouldn't do, and a lot of skill sets, and it's a great time. And hopefully 20, 25 kids from Albany County again this year will get to go out. And at the last day, there's like a little graduation ceremony, and the counselors are in uniform, and they get to see that, oh my gosh, I didn't know they were cops too. So it's really a cool experience.
Thank you very much for our interview.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
How you doing? I'm Chad Wiseman with the Albany Devils. 29 years old, from Toronto, Ontario. This is my 10th year playing professional hockey. You know what? Stay in school. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Treat people with respect, and you know, have fun.